Dear Starseed, the pressure you have been carrying lately was not a sign that something went wrong. It was a sign that something in you held steady when everything around you was pushing for collapse. I am Azuron, a representative of the High Council of Sirius, and what I want you to hear before anything else is this: you made it through something that most souls at your stage of development could not sustain. Not because you are fragile, but because what you just moved through was not designed for the unprepared. By the end of this message, you will understand exactly what that pressure activated inside you, why your timeline is now moving differently, and what the stability you demonstrated means for the path directly ahead. Every starseed who carries Sirian codes eventually reaches a threshold, a point where the intensity of the shift feels less like awakening and more like endurance. Where the pressure builds slowly, steadily, until it becomes something you can feel in your body, in your sleep, in the quiet moments when you are alone. That is not a malfunction. That is the architecture of a qualification phase. And the fact that you did not collapse, did not disconnect, did not abandon what you knew to be true, that is the evidence that you passed it. You adapted, not by hardening, not by shutting down, but by finding the still current beneath the turbulence and anchoring yourself there. The waters inside you did not break, they steadied, and that steadiness changed something in your trajectory that cannot be undone. Your timeline is not what it was before this threshold. The acceleration you are beginning to sense is the direct result of the stability you demonstrated when it would have been far easier to let go. You did not merely endure, you advanced. And I am grateful you are here with me now. Some part of you has been wondering why it had to be this intense, why it couldn't have been a softer, more yielding path, perhaps bathed in sunlit ease. You've questioned why the pressure kept increasing, mounting relentlessly, right when your very bones ached with exhaustion and your spirit felt stretched thin. You've looked at your life and asked aloud, or perhaps only in the quiet chambers of your heart, why it felt like it was demanding more of you than you had left to give, emptying your reserves at every turn. You may have even felt a whisper of resentment, a deep-seated longing for a simpler, less arduous existence. Listen closely, for this is not a coincidence, nor a cosmic oversight. That pressure you felt, that relentless squeezing from all sides, was not a cosmic punishment for some unacknowledged transgression. It was not proof in any way that you were failing or somehow falling short of some unseen spiritual expectation. On the contrary, it was the precise, divinely orchestrated moment your soul stepped fully into its qualification phase, a profound spiritual initiation. It was not a test designed with the intention to break you, to shatter your spirit into irreparable fragments. Instead, it was a sacred alchemy, meticulously designed to refine you, to burn away the dross, and to ultimately reveal the incandescent, indestructible truth of who you truly are beneath every layer of conditioning and expectation. For there exists a specific, unshakable kind of stability, a profound inner bedrock that cannot be taught through comfortable lessons or acquired in tranquil, sheltered environments. It can only be awakened, forged, and solidified in the crucible of turbulence, in the very heart of the storm's embrace. This process is much like how a pearl is formed, not in the serene, gentle shallows, but in the dark, deep, often tumultuous places of the sea. There, layer by precious layer, the persistent friction and seemingly unbearable pressure turn a mere irritation, a grain of sand, an unwanted intrusion, into an object of exquisite radiance, a testament to transformation. And if you felt profoundly exhausted lately, if the fatigue has permeated your very being, leading you to question your inherent strength, your once clear sense of direction, even your deepest worth, then this is the first, most crucial truth that will begin to steady your churning waters and bring a calm to your tempest-tossed soul. Your exhaustion is not, by any measure, evidence of weakness or a sign that you are ill-equipped for your journey. Rather, it is resounding evidence of an extraordinary endurance, a profound resilience that has been asked to hold, to process, and to transmute far more than the average soul might ever encounter in a lifetime. You were never meant to handle it perfectly, to glide through every challenge with flawless grace or unwavering composure. No, your sacred task was far more profound. You were meant to remain present, consciously anchored, while everything around you shook to its foundations. You were meant to keep your heart courageously open, vulnerable yet strong, even as old, familiar structures and paradigms collapsed around you, scattering into dust. You were called to maintain your inner architecture, the sacred geometry of your being, intact and coherent, while the entire outer world rearranged itself in dizzying, unpredictable ways. This capacity, this profound spiritual fortitude, is truly rare, a beacon in a world yearning for stability. And yes, it can feel incredibly lonely, this path. There will be moments, perhaps many of them, where the isolation feels like a heavy cloak. This is because when your nervous system is engaged in such deeply sacred, transformative work, processing vast amounts of energetic information and calibrating to higher frequencies, it often looks, from the outside looking in, like you are merely falling behind, disengaging, or failing to keep up with the mundane rhythms of the world. When you are holding a stable frequency, acting as a vibrational anchor amidst widespread chaos and uncertainty, it can outwardly appear as if you are doing nothing at all, simply existing in a quiet stillness. But deep inside, within the very currents of your being, your soul has been learning something most souls never have to learn, a mastery that sets you apart, how to stay profoundly steady in the heart of the storm, without succumbing to its fury or becoming the storm itself. It's the ability to be the still point within the turning world. This is precisely where the ancient flowing wisdom of Sirius meets the precise architectural insights of Arcturus, creating a harmonious synthesis within your being. Sirian teaching moves with the inherent wisdom of water itself. It doesn't resist the powerful currents or fight against the relentless tide of change. Instead, it learns how to flow with unparalleled adaptability, gracefully navigating every twist and turn without ever losing its fundamental essence, its clear, pure vibrational signature. It teaches deep emotional intelligence, intuitive navigation, and the power of surrender. Arcturian teaching, on the other hand, is the very essence of sacred architecture, a blueprint for coherence. It shows you how to hold a coherent, energetically stable pattern, how to maintain your inner structural integrity, even when the energetic field around you becomes wildly unstable, unpredictable, or even volatile. It's about building and maintaining your internal temple. And you, whether you have the intellectual language to describe it or not, have been immersed in and are actively living this profound spiritual curriculum, embodying these ancient teachings in your very experience. The last months, or perhaps even years, may have felt like an endless loop of this. You take one courageous step forward, only for the ground beneath you to instantly shift, dissolving your footing. You painstakingly make peace with a difficult situation, or an old wound, finally finding a semblance of calm, when an entirely new, often larger wave hits you head-on. You finally catch your breath, allowing a moment of respite, then another unexpected responsibility, another poignant ending, another unsettling uncertainty arrives, demanding your immediate attention and energy. It has been a relentless cycle, a spiritual gauntlet. And somewhere, in the weary middle of all that relentless pushing and pulling, you started to believe a story that was fundamentally untrue, a whisper of self-doubt that permeated your thoughts. I'm tired because I'm not built for this. I simply don't have the strength or capacity to navigate these stormy seas. No, let that insidious narrative fall away, for it is a profound misunderstanding of your true nature. You are tired precisely because you are built for this, and so much more. You are tired because you have been actively engaging, activating, and relentlessly using muscles of consciousness, faculties of your soul, that most people never even begin to awaken, let alone utilize with such consistent intensity. These are the muscles of deep spiritual discernment, of unwavering resilience, of holding unconditional love, even in the face of profound adversity, of vast energetic processing, and of maintaining a clear inner compass when all external navigation systems fail. The immense pressure you've been under, the very force that threatened to crush you, has actually been distinguishing something profoundly important within you. Not in a way that suggests you are better or superior to anyone else. Never that, for all souls are sacred. But in a way that simply illuminates and reveals your specific, unique role within the grand tapestry of creation. A role perfectly suited to your soul's blueprint. You are one of the rare and courageous souls capable of maintaining an unshakable inner stability during times of intense turbulence and radical change. And that extraordinary quality, often quiet, frequently unseen by the external world, and profoundly misunderstood by those who do not share your path, is not merely a personal attribute. It is the very force that shifts and changes timelines, both personal and collective. Because timelines do not advance through brute force, through aggressive pushing or violent upheaval. They advance, evolve, and expand when enough beings, acting as living anchors of consciousness, can hold a stable, coherent frequency for a sustained period, long enough for the entire surrounding reality to reorganize itself around that new, higher vibration. It's like a symphony where one instrument, perfectly tuned, gently pulls the entire orchestra into harmonious resonance. That's precisely why your recent challenges have felt so oddly specific, so precisely tailored to your unique journey. They weren't random acts of fate or chaotic, senseless occurrences. Instead, they were meticulously targeted with a divine precision at the very places within your being where your inherent stability could be strengthened, honed, and expanded to an even greater capacity. Think of it as a master craftsman forging a blade, striking repeatedly at the weak points until the metal is uniformly strong. Your patience was tested in ways you never imagined, forcing you to surrender to divine timing rather than human impatience. Your self-trust was meticulously scrutinized, pushing you to rely on your inner knowing even when external evidence contradicted it. Your ability to rest without guilt, to truly replenish your wellspring, was challenged, forcing you to reclaim your inherent worthiness of ease. Your capacity to keep choosing kindness, compassion, and understanding, even when you felt unseen, unheard, or profoundly misunderstood, was stretched to its limits. And your unwavering ability to remain honest, to speak your truth and live authentically, even when it would have been immeasurably easier to perform, to conform, or to retreat into silence, became your sacred duty. This, dear soul, is not a spiritual hierarchy, not a ladder to be climbed, but a profound spiritual qualification, a resonance, an energetic signature that signifies your readiness for what comes next. Certain sacred chapters, certain grand openings, certain divine assignments simply do not become accessible until you can hold yourself steady and integrated within the heart of such intensity. And if you are hearing these words now, if this message resonates with the deepest chambers of your being, then know this unequivocally: you have been doing it. You have navigated the storm, and you have emerged. Now let this message become even more practical, even more deeply relieving, for your body holds immense wisdom that often speaks before your conscious mind fully grasps the depths of your transformation. When the soul enters a phase of rapid acceleration and profound evolution, The physical body, as its sacred vessel, very often speaks first, acting as a sensitive, energetic barometer. If you've been feeling a persistent mental fog, a strange detachment from mundane tasks, yet simultaneously feeling spiritually acutely alert and deeply intuitive, if you've been emotionally raw, feeling everything with an intensity that can be overwhelming, yet paradoxically experiencing a strange, crystalline clarity about your true feelings and intentions. If you found yourself suddenly unable to tolerate old environments, relationships, or situations that once felt familiar, experiencing a visceral discomfort in their presence, if you find yourself less interested, even repulsed, by the need to explain yourself, to justify your choices, or to articulate your path to others, if you've been needing significantly more water, more restorative sleep, more profound quiet and solitude than ever before, feeling a deep soul thirst. If you're suddenly feeling energetically allergic to what you used to passively tolerate, experiencing headaches, fatigue, or irritability in situate ions that once felt normal, know this: that isn't you falling apart or regressing in any way. That, beloved one, is recalibration. It is the exquisite process of your entire system, physical, emotional, mental, and energetic, being meticulously retuned and realigned to a higher, purer frequency. It's like a finely crafted instrument being brought back into perfect pitch. The waters within you, the very essence of your being, are undergoing a profound clearing, a sacred purification. And just as in a disturbed body of water, the accumulated sediment, the old patterns, the suppressed emotions, the ancestral debris, has to rise to the surface, become visible, and be stirred before it can finally settle and clear, leaving behind pristine clarity. And there's another profound truth, a hidden jewel of wisdom, concealed within what you've mistakenly called self-doubt. That nagging sense of inadequacy, that questioning of your capabilities, is often nothing more than your linear, logical mind valiantly trying to measure, to categorize, and to make sense of a life that is no longer operating on a linear, predictable trajectory. You are consciously or unconsciously entering a vibrant new chapter where the old rules of cause and effect are dissolving, and manifestation moves with astonishing speed. Where what you choose internally, the very vibration of your thoughts, intentions, and emotions, begins to show up externally with significantly less delay, creating your reality in real time. Where profound alignment with your true self creates immediate expansive consequences, and where misalignment with that truth quickly becomes not just uncomfortable, but often exquisitely painful, a clear signal that something needs to shift. This heightened sensitivity and accelerated manifestation can, understandably, feel deeply destabilizing at first, shaking the very foundations of your perceived reality. Because your old identity, the self you constructed for so long, was built for the slower, more predictable waters of a sheltered harbor or a meandering river. The new one, the magnificent being you are becoming, is being built for the vast, dynamic, and limitless expanse of the open sea. It requires a different kind of trust, a different kind of navigation. And yes, this rapid evolution is also precisely why you have felt that strange, often unsettling weight of responsibility without a clear external mission title or a defined role that the world understands. You feel a deep knowing in your bones that you are meant for something significant, yet the how and the what remain elusive. The ancient builders by the majestic Nile, those who erected structures that have defied millennia, understood this profound truth. You don't begin your grand journey by being explicitly told who you are destined to become, or what your exact purpose entails. You begin by engaging in the meticulous, often unseen work of becoming stable enough, coherent enough, and energetically refined enough to truly contain it, to embody the vastness of that knowing. Your inner geometry, the intricate patterns of your light body and energetic field, has been undergoing a monumental realignment, recalibrating to its highest potential. That, ultimately, is what sacred pressure does. It acts as a divine force, compacting every distortion, every illusion, every false belief, until only the pure, undeniable truth of your being remains, shimmering and resolute. And now, before we move deeper into the unfolding phases of this transformative journey, receive this as a gentle yet potent invitation. Because some souls, particularly those sensitive to energetic shifts, benefit not just from a validating message, but from a tangible spiritual practice to anchor their experience. There's a reason water has always felt like home to you. If what you're feeling right now is confirming something you've carried your whole life, the Sirian Water Codes is your next step. It holds ancient Sirian healing practices passed down through the waters themselves. Techniques for releasing energy that was never yours, activating dormant memory through the sound of rain, and sealing your frequency with salt and intention. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment, but only briefly. Now let the path ahead reveal itself in distinct, recognizable phases, like chapters in a sacred book, so you can consciously stop fearing what you're experiencing and instead begin to recognize it as part of a divine plan. This recognition itself is a powerful act of self-love and surrender. You may very well be in the first phase right now, the heavy fog. This is the period where the immediate future seems obscured, veiled in an impenetrable mist, and you simply can't see far ahead. Your motivation, usually a consistent current, fluctuates wildly, ebbing and flowing like an unpredictable tide. Your confidence feels inconsistent, at times soaring, at other times dipping to concerning lows. You might find yourself intensely tempted to judge yourself harshly for not being more productive, for not pushing harder, for not seeing the way forward with crystal clarity. But, beloved one, the fog isn't a sign of failure, nor is it a punishment for perceived inaction. It is, profoundly, a necessary phase of transition, a sacred liminal space. It's akin to water changing its state, perhaps freezing or evaporating. There's a moment when it appears perfectly still, outwardly inert, but underneath the surface, at the very molecular level, everything is actively rearranging, reconfiguring, and preparing for a new form. Your old timeline, the one you meticulously constructed or unconsciously followed, is gracefully dissolving. Your nervous system is meticulously adapting to new frequencies and new ways of being, integrating vast amounts of incoming light and information. Your intuition, far from being absent, is silently sharpening underneath the surface, becoming a more potent and reliable compass for what lies ahead. And if you've been blaming yourself, perhaps even chastising your soul for not moving faster, for not having all the answers, soften your grip. Release the internal struggle. The powerful, inevitable tide of transformation cannot be forced, for its timing is divinely orchestrated, but it can absolutely be trusted. Then comes the second phase, the compression. This is where the external pressure not only returns, but intensifies, creating a powerful spiritual squeeze. Life begins to ask you to make difficult decisions, choices you absolutely didn't want to make, forcing your hand into new directions. You find yourself facing profound endings, relationships concluding, careers shifting, old dreams dissolving, endings you never planned for, never desired, yet they arrive with an undeniable force. You are compelled to confront your own shadow patterns, your deepest fears, your unhealed wounds, with absolutely nowhere left to hide, as the universe holds up a clear, unblinking mirror to your soul. It can feel profoundly unfair, deeply uncomfortable, and often intensely painful. But remember, the very act of compression is precisely what forms the invaluable pearl from a mere irritant. This is the crucible, where your soul learns its deepest, most profound lesson. I can stay with myself, connected to my core essence, even here, in this agonizing pressure, in this deepest vulnerability. Arcturian teaching speaks in a quiet yet powerful voice during this phase, reminding you of the sacred principle of coherence. Not perfection, for perfection is an illusion and an unrealistic burden, but coherence. This is the unwavering ability to remain aligned with your deepest values, your spiritual truth, and your authentic self, even when emotions surge like a tidal wave, threatening to overwhelm you. You don't have to be perpetually calm, serene, or stoic. You only have to be true. True to your heart, true to your spirit, true to your purpose. Then comes the third phase, the still pool. This phase often confuses many souls, creating a profound sense of disorientation, because after such intense pressure and relentless intensity, life unexpectedly goes quiet. The outer world may cease its demands, and the inner turmoil may subside into an unfamiliar calm. And in this sudden quietude, the conditioned mind often panics, reacting with alarm. Why is nothing happening? Did I miss my moment? Am I stuck? Why do I feel so profoundly empty, so utterly devoid of purpose? But what you mistakenly call emptiness is, in truth, a vital period of profound integration. It's akin to a powerful, fast-flowing river after navigating tumultuous rapids, suddenly widening into a calm, expansive basin, a vast, still pool, before it finds its next majestic descent. This is the sacred space where your entire system finally processes, assimilates, and heals what it couldn't possibly process or absorb during the high-stakes survival mode. In this phase, rest ceases to be a luxury and becomes profoundly sacred, a spiritual necessity. Solitude transforms from a perceived burden into potent medicine for the soul. Simplicity, the shedding of excess, becomes a direct doorway to deeper truth and inner peace. If you find yourself in this beautiful, quiet phase, cease trying to interpret the stillness as a frustrating delay or a lack of progress. Understand it for what it truly is. It is deep, profound anchoring, rooting you more firmly into your authentic power and preparing you for your next expansion. Then comes the fourth phase, the repatterning. This is where the subtle yet powerful shifts become undeniable within your daily life and interactions. Your preferences begin to profoundly change, often without conscious effort. Foods you once craved may now feel heavy or unappealing. Activities that once brought joy may now feel draining. Your standards for what you will accept in your life, in your relationships, and in your environment rise significantly, often without you consciously setting them. Your tolerance for chaos, for drama, for anything out of alignment with your newfound peace drops sharply, almost viscerally, and your desire to over-explain yourself, to justify your choices, to defend your path, fades into a quiet knowing. You instinctively begin choosing based on resonance, on energetic alignment, rather than out of old obligations, fear, or a desire for external approval. Consequently, some relationships, even those held dear, may suddenly feel profoundly misaligned, not because anyone is wrong or at fault, but because your rapidly evolving frequency simply no longer fits the vibrational blueprint of the old agreements, the old contracts, or the old energetic exchanges. This phase can undoubtedly feel like a series of losses, a letting go of the familiar, but it is, in fact, a magnificent process of refinement, a distillation of your purest essence. Your inner architecture, the sacred temple of your being, is actively remembering its original divine design, shedding all that does not serve its highest truth. Then comes the fifth phase, the release. This is where your body, your emotional landscape, and your very soul explicitly ask you, often with an undeniable urgency, to finally set down, to lay to rest, what was never truly yours to carry in the first place. This includes the heavy burden of old guilt, inherited or self-imposed, that has weighed you down for far too long. It includes the old roles you played, the masks you wore, the personas you adopted to fit in or gain acceptance, even when they suffocated your authentic self. It includes the relentless performance, the constant striving to prove you're good enough, worthy enough, deserving enough to experience ease, joy, and abundance. You may find yourself crying without a clear, logical reason, tears flowing as a deep, soul-level cleansing. You may experience waves of anger you've never before allowed yourself to fully feel, a righteous fury at past injustices or self-betrayals, finally demanding release. You may feel a profound, aching grief for the version of you who stayed too long in places, situations, or relationships that consistently drained your life force, diminished your light, and compromised your truth. Let it move. Do not suppress it. Do not judge it. Trust the wisdom of your body. Water, in its very essence, heals by flowing, by moving, by releasing. A mighty river does not apologize for its powerful cleansing current, nor should you apologize for the profound, necessary flow of your own healing. And then, quietly, gently, yet unmistakably, comes the sixth phase, acceleration. This is the exhilarating chapter where you begin to notice it, first subtly, then with increasing clarity. Manifestations speed up, seemingly occurring almost instantly, your thoughts and intentions creating tangible reality with a newfound power. Opportunities begin to appear with strange, synchronistic timing, perfectly aligning with your deepest desires and intentions. People, resources, and connections reach out unexpectedly, seemingly from nowhere, arriving precisely when and where they are needed most. Your intuition becomes immediate, a clear, undeniable inner knowing that guides your every step with precision and grace. Your choices, infused with your renewed coherence and clarity, carry tangible weight, creating ripple effects that align you with your highest destiny. This, dear soul, is not just another step. It is the true beginning of your new chapter, a testament to all you have endured and overcome. And it may not start with a grand fanfare or spectacular fireworks dazzling the external world. It often begins, powerfully and profoundly, with a small, clean, unshakable decision, a sacred vow whispered from the core of your being that feels like the purest truth. I will not abandon myself again. That single, powerful decision made in conscious awareness is not merely a thought. It is a monumental timeline shift, rerouting your destiny onto a path of unwavering self-love and authentic empowerment. And now, receive the deepest truth in all of this, the culminating wisdom, the one your tired yet resilient heart has most needed to hear, the ultimate validation for your arduous journey. You are not enduring all of that relentless pressure, all of that profound challenge, just to make it through by the skin of your teeth, simply to survive. No, your purpose was far grander, far more expansive. You were in the sacred process of becoming the kind of being who can not only navigate turbulence, but can profoundly stabilize an entire field of consciousness, radiating peace and coherence into the world. There are some precious souls who awaken to their divine truth through paths of exquisite beauty, through gentle unfolding and effortless grace. And then there are powerful souls like you who awaken through the crucible of pressure, through intense transformation and profound challenge. This is not because they are cursed or somehow less fortunate. It is precisely because they are inherently capable, equipped with an extraordinary inner strength and a profound capacity for alchemy. Your recent turbulence, far from disqualifying you or proving you unworthy, has unequivocally certified you. It has served as a rigorous, yet ultimately benevolent training, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that you possess the profound ability to keep your heart intact, open and loving, while your entire reality rearranges itself in unprecedented ways. It has proven that you can feel everything, the pain, the grief, the fear, the anger, and still, from a place of deep inner wisdom, choose truth, choose love, choose alignment. It has proven that you can stand, unwavering and whole, in the delicate, potent doorway between an old, dissolving timeline and a vibrant, new one, without collapsing under the immense energetic tension. That, my dear one, is precisely why you have felt so profoundly different, so altered, so irrevocably changed. The tide for you has undeniably turned. And what comes next, this glorious new chapter, will require less forcing, less striving, less pushing against unseen currents, and significantly more allowing, more surrender, more flowing with divine grace. Because you are no longer trying to become someone worthy, to earn a place you believe you lack. You are, in every fiber of your being, remembering that you already are worthy, that you always have been, and that your inherent divinity is your birthright. If it feels right tonight, in the sacred quiet of your own space, place a hand gently over your heart. Feel the warmth, the life force within. And then say quietly, with deep intention and reverence, I remember who I am. I trust the waters that carried me here. I'm ready to flow into what comes next. And then, as a sacred act of self-communion, drink water, slowly, mindfully, intentionally, as if you are blessing your own profound return to yourself, to your essence, to your inherent power. Let each sip be a reaffirmation of your connection to the life-giving flow, because this next chapter of your journey is not about proving anything more, not about striving for external validation, not about earning a place you already hold. It's about moving forward gracefully and powerfully with the deep, unshakable steadiness you have so profoundly earned, now embodied and expressed. Before you go, leave one word in the comments, just one, that describes what you felt during this message. Then find someone else's word and respond with encouragement. This isn't just a comment section. It's a space where starseeds recognize each other, and that recognition carries more power than you know. If something in this message touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you'd like to keep receiving these transmissions, subscribe. The waters of Sirius will carry us to the next one. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your space, and I'm grateful you were here.